Yeah, it was a hard-fought game. Obviously, disappointing ending for us. Disappointing second half. But you got to give Iowa State a ton of credit. They continued to fight. The end of the half was a key point in the game. I think we were up 15, and it ends at 9 going in at halftime, which certainly gave them some momentum. Going in, to halftime. Certainly, we talked about it. We understood, what a dogfight it was going to be throughout, and obviously we couldn't score enough down the stretch, to come out with a victory. And they lived at the paint, or in the paint, at the rim, and at the free throw line, and that's where the game ultimately was decided. And we just have to do a better job of being able to fix things a little bit quicker. But really proud of the effort of our guys. We talked a lot before the tournament about the intensity that these tournaments can bring out. And you just watch all these games on TV, and you see them, and you see the intensity this early in the season. It's certainly, we're very fortunate to be a part of it. And I think tonight was a good example. It was a hard-fought game, that obviously could have gone either direction. And the great thing for our guys is they have another opportunity tomorrow to play again and play against another quality opponent. It's going to be like that all the way through this tournament. And not every tournament is created equal. This particular year here it's excellent, and great coaches, great players, and exciting teams to watch. So we feel privileged to be a part of it.
7-0 run for them, I think, over the last minute and a half.
Yeah.
What cost you guys down the stretch?
Yeah, I think it's what I said in the statement. It's just they lived at the line. They lived in the lane, and they lived at the line. And so by getting in the lane, right, you are putting a lot of pressure on your defense. Like, you're going to foul at times, and we did not do a good job of setting it and keeping it in front. And they're good. Like, you're not going to shut a team out. These are good players. Gilbert, we know Gilbert well. Like, he's a good player. Getting to his right hand and going downhill. Lipsy's excellent. My first time seeing him live. He's a starter for an entire year. Last year, an experienced player and a very tough physical guard. And his defense was good down the stretch. For them. And they have some big guys inside that can really rebound. But the key certainly was what I said: living in the lane and getting to the line.
Coach, I thought you guys were really good at contesting shots and blocking shots, but sometimes the bigs helping to block shot led to offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
How do you fix that?
Yeah, I mean, that's tough, when they're getting in there constantly, and bigs are having to come over. It requires, someone else on the team, right? A guard, maybe it's the guy who got switched on or got beat, or someone else to, we call it a Terry Rozier block out. He's got to go over there and block that guy out. A couple of them got tipped, it's like in the air, it gets tipped, and then all of a sudden they end up with it. And, we'll have to go back and look and see how each one, went. Early in the game, we were getting a lot of them, whether it was out of bounds off them or whatever, we were getting them, but they weren't getting as deep in the paint on us. And I think in the second half, they did a nice job of adjusting and, finding ways to get in there.
Coach, question for you and Michael. He brought the ball up the floor a good deal. What does that do for the rest of the offense? How does it open things up for you guys?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we felt like we needed to do that, in this particular game. Their guards are excellent with their pressure. And, we wanted to make sure that, we could release some of the pressure from Zeb and Max and Jason as well. With Michael can really handle the ball. He's an excellent handler. That's one of the things that he does really, really well, not the only thing. And so we wanted to try to put him in some situations where he could initiate the offense and start, just to take a little pressure and get those guys moving around a little bit more. So proud of the game that he had.
Coach, a little bit of a shorter bench today. What decision goes into the rotations with 3 games?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just feel, right? And the game tells you kind of what you feel you need to do. we were, in a tight situation, and we had to kind of keep guys fresh the best that we could, and we were kind of using Jason, at the guard spot, with those guys, and resting them, and sometimes playing with Max and Zeb, because we felt we needed that ball handling there. When Michael would come out, and then also, at the post position, we had Kwani and Toby subbing in there for Ferm, which we can do. We certainly could go with Rose as well, in those situations. So it's not the end of the, every game requires a different response, and so we're never 100%, with the decisions, but we felt like we were in the right spot.
Michael, you had a really good offensive game tonight. Do you feel like now 5 games into the season, you're starting to feel more comfortable on the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah, for sure. I'm starting to feel like a little bit more comfortable. I'm starting into the season. I feel like I just have to find my groove and just like kind of just keep on gaining confidence and knowing like what my strengths are and what I'm good at, and just keep adding it to like the higher the level, the higher the level I play. I feel like obviously this game, I was told as a coach before to the assistant coaches, they know how good I am and how good I can be. When I play with confidence, and it shows that I'm able to perform like some of the last ways. I feel like today that was the day, and hopefully I'm very confident that it will continue like this from moving forward this season.
Did the 3 going in early from the right wing give you a little confidence boost early on?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I feel like with me, defense kind of starts my offense. So whenever I'm locking on D, I'm kind of locking down my assignment, or I'm putting pressure on the defense. I feel kind of healthy mentally, just knowing that I'm in the game. But obviously that first 3 very early on did kind of spark something in me, and it just helped. And that first 3 going in, especially I was kind of in a slump for the first 5 games. I was still shooting with confidence, but I feel like seeing that first one fall down, it really felt good.
Christian, you had a really good game, man. 12 points, didn't miss a shot, a couple block shots. I know it's disappointing in a loss, but how do you take some confidence from the way you played?
I feel like just finding consistency, like what I did tonight, just being confident that I could do it again in the next game. And it's really like not even like myself. I feel like just as a team, like we just have to like believe that we can be in dogfights like that all the time. Like we're like really the underdog in this tournament, and I feel like we all went in there with that mentality. So just knowing that we're getting an opportunity to play against teams that normally we wouldn't be able to play against, and play against a higher level competition, like that's really like what's gonna keep us going game by game while we're here for real.
Ferm, 5 of 5 from the floor tonight. I don't know what your field goal percentage is for the season, but I know it's really good. What do you credit the consistency finishing in the paint to?
Reps, honestly. Like I feel like this coaching staff, Coach Odom, Coach Henry, gave me a lot of confidence in my touch and like what I could do around the rim. So just constantly repping that out, practice after practice, getting shots up after practice, and just finding times just to work on my touches really was gonna keep me like having a great like field goal percentage or whatever I have. I don't know what my field goal percentage is, but just keep me consistent and keep me making shots, honestly.
Coach, I know you explained this in your opening statement and a few of the questions, but one more time, can you just compare and contrast what you saw first 20 minutes and the second 20 minutes?
Yeah, they were playing in the middle third, right, of the court, kind of like we were playing in the middle third in the first half, right? And they were getting, their guards were able to kind of get down the lane, and it was either Lipsy or it was going to be Gilbert, and sometimes it was Jones. Like Jones is a good player as well, and made some big plays for him, made a couple shots in the lane. And we just didn't do a good enough job of getting underneath some of those screens, and some we couldn't get under, and we needed to like try to keep the ball on a side, more than we did. And you're going to see different things at different times during the season. Like this is what helps you grow as a team, right? Is playing in these tournaments and putting yourself and really challenging yourself and putting yourself in uncomfortable positions. And I think we all saw something tonight. Like this team has some fight, right, and gain some confidence, and can gain some confidence, through playing well. But the result, is not certainly what we wanted. And so these guys, what you saw in that locker room at the end, or what I saw in the locker room, was some upset guys, but also determined guys, to continue to improve, and do better. And we have young guys, like this is his first time playing in college basketball. This is really his first time, right? Like with logging major minutes, all right, in big games. And so, I'm really proud of what they're doing so far, but there's more to do. And we have to continue to challenge one another to get better and understand, the great thing about this team is they all understand that and are trying to do what we ask them to do.
Coach, you've talked earlier this season about the board, tolerate, and what you can celebrate.
Yeah.
Will you guys do that tonight before tomorrow's game?
Yeah, we always do it, all right, in between the games. Yeah, there's no doubt. That will happen. Will it be exactly tonight? We'll see. I don't know exactly when we'll do it. I'll figure that out when I get out of here. But the captains run it, and they get the guys organized, and they'll go through. I mean, they kind of know. They kind of know what it is, and it's certainly something that is important for our program.
Like one more, guys. I gotta get him.
Okay. They started really slow offensively until Lipsy hits the couple threes right before halftime. What were you proud of? What did you feel like you guys were doing well?
Yeah, we were just playing with energy and length, and we were keeping our chest in front. And it got away from us, in the second half. I mean, it's pretty much as simple as that. And when you're able to keep your chest in front and you force people to shoot over you, the percentages drop, right? And so we were able to do that in the first half and clean up, and it got us going, offensively too, because you can get energy from your defense. And I think that's what this team is beginning to learn, is we talked before the game, like you saw a lot of these scores, there's a lot of points being scored in some of these games across the country. And, we want to pride ourselves on really, establishing ourselves on the defensive end, and then continuing to work on our offense and get it better. And I think we're making the right strides right now. But again, like we have a really hard game coming tomorrow, and we don't even know who we're playing yet. And so we've got to get back to the hotel and refocus and get ready for that, because it's exciting. I'm excited for these guys to play again.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
We're thankful for you, Coach.